Hiya folks, it's Mayday bank holiday and I'm stood here on what is behind me, the tight right-hander. It's like a flat right-hander before you enter into the pinball section of Get to the Chopper. It just also happens to be the bit where Gasoline Alley is going to run right next door to Get to the Chopper. Now, in this particular section of the wood, the issue that we've got is Gasoline Alley is coming down through here, Get to the Chopper runs here, and just over from there is where Beggar's Canyon's going in. And if you can see, I don't know, it might be tricky to see on GoPro, but we've got some leaning trees. Now some of them are alright, i.e. this big one here. I'll kind of point you upwards and you'll see that it's got a big banana bend on it. I can probably see there's like it's grown and it's bent up that way. But if we have a look at its root, notice how the back of its root, there's ever such a slight lift, but it's nothing major. Whereas this one next to it has really started to pop its back root. If you uncover the loam off of this, you can see that it's really popped up. Therefore, and you can see that it's got, I don't know, again, GoPro angle, but it's got a huge lean on it. So this one's going to have to come out, as is that one there that's leaning. Couple more. Now, in doing this, it also creates some logs, and I suppose that's a good point to talk about Gasoline Alley. This section here, over here, where you enter into like a pinball-y section through the part of Get to the Chopper. It's a really fun section, and when we had the build weekend, although we didn't need to do any building on here, we did ride it and got some feedback from other people that yeah, that was a good laugh. So Gasoline Alley is going to be like that in its entirety. However, the addition's going to be, is because I'm forced to do some logging and some tidying up in here, because this bit's a bit of a mess, it creates these piles of logs. Now, it'd be pretty foolish not to use them, and so the thought is, how can I best use them? Well, for me, I think I'd like to explore some of this. It's a certain area of build, like if you've seen around the Squamish area of British Columbia, I think they've got a certain style of doing things around there, so if I can, that's the style I'm going to explore. So right now I'm going to share with you a slight moment of self-patting on the back. This one was aiming towards that tree, it was going to bang up against it or get stuck in this lot, and I had to drop it sideways a bit and down that corridor by making an angled cut on it, and boosh, right down the corridor. Woohoo! Now, it's not a great achievement in the world of forestry, however, getting it to drop where you want it to drop is so much easier, because anybody who works with these larch knows that they have a tendency to easily get hung up in the branches, and it just becomes a big time consuming pain in the backside trying to get them down. So dropping this one right down the line of Get to the Chopper, bang on, just makes life a lot easier. Look at the state of this. This is how I like to keep myself entertained when I'm in the forest. I like to cut a little like face shape in the bottle of oil, and then when the bottle's up, oh, I'm such a child. There's a cracking view out onto the back of the Pennines today with the sun shining down on it. Let's hope this is the start of spring. So this has all kind of come as a bit of a rush, but I have had the idea for this track for a little while, and the last weekend, the dig weekend, just gave me the confirmation to go ahead and build it, because it's got a lot to do with the pinball section of Get to the Chopper. It turns out other people enjoy riding that part as much as I do, so it was worth doing the whole thing. Anyway, in the tradition of giving you guys a super early look down things at GNAR Bike Park, here we are with a quick look down Gasoline Alley as it stands from the end of today. So here we are in the entrance of it. Just made all the kind of rough cuts, and I need to double check on where I'm going down through it now. I have made myself a few marks to let myself in. Anyway, very easy start off, rounding into here. Start with our first dip away around this left corner. I'm going to utilise, I'm sorry, I'm caught up on branches. Going to utilise these two trees, come down in between of them. The inside of this one all needs shaving off for those low branches, so we'll just walk around the outside of it first. And down and in, again kind of leaving an area to allow you to pick up some speed before it starts to get steep. So we're down and in through here. Haven't decided what to do about that hump yet, but do something with it. And cutting in round the right hander tight, back round the left. And probably start with some twitching around shortly, I think. Yeah, it does. So step over. I've still got some stuff to step over a bit. That's get to the chopper that you can see there, the tape of. Brings us into this direction. I've left a few of the stumps pretty high down here, which I'll show you in a second. We're shooting for in between these two trees because I'm thinking of building up into these two, because I've also left 4 stumps to build like table legs for a landing as well, so a kick up and down and land. You'll probably be able to see the 4 stumps up now. There's plenty of logs cut for me to use on that one. Down and we'll start pulling a right hander. Again, leaving all stumps really high. Bit of a schoolboy area to cut them off really soon when you're not 100% sure of what you're doing with them. Into this way now we get a full-on next door to the pinball section to get to the chopper. We will leave it again shortly and head over more towards where oh, got a bit wobbly. Head over more towards where Beggars Canyon is going to be. So down through into here, we're going to hit a left and then a right. And there's a swooping right. It's going to bring us right round. Point back in again. This tape I've put up here is to show an outside corner of where Beggars Canyon is going to be. So you can see this is where it gets really tight. There's Beggars Canyon there, get to the chopper here, and Gasoline Alley is going to cut down, circumvent right between them both. Again, leaving all stumps high because I haven't just decided what I'm going to build onto yet. So you'll notice that on here we start to, basically Beggars Canyon cuts back, it comes out of this way and cuts back around and goes in. So Beggars Canyon is going to leave us and open up again in a second, which allows us to cut off to the left a little bit. Now here we get into, again GoPro doesn't show it, but here we get into where it starts to get steep. So the idea is, so far this is as far as I've cut, but the idea is I'm toying with so far as to bring us down into here. I don't know if you can see, again GoPro shows it badly, but the ridge line dips off here. So we may go a little bit in here, depending, but somewhere around here anyway. We may end up coming like kind of through this sort of way. And you know it gets all a bit tight in here, but this will get, what I'll do is I'll come back and cut this tomorrow. Oh, I'm climbing a bit now. May end up in here a little bit, following around where Beggars Canyon's going, but we'll have to cut back out soon. So we'd have to kind of cut back out by here, I reckon. And maybe find a way, them 2 little spindly things could come out and find a way to get back through there. But instead of climbing through there, I'll walk around the slightly easier way. So you should be able to again see where I've taped off for a corner for Beggars Canyon. This all gets a bit steep in here. When I get further down I'll let you look back up, because again GoPro doesn't show it that well, but you can certainly see from when you back down, if you can see how the land goes back up. You're kind of on a ridge line now, so we can't have that. So whatever's going to happen, I'm going to sweep back through into here. I'm figuring that these two are spindly and small, or I might have brought you back in through this stuff, because it could be quite tech through in here. I need to decide on this tomorrow when I'm making my cuts, but whichever way we get in through here and clear out down through this techie stuff, I'm just going to walk this way for now because it's the easiest way. Whichever way we come through it, Beggars Canyon shoots off down in that direction, which means that we've got all this bit to play with. So we can also shoot back through back out of here by quite a way, or all this kind of area before we get down to where the bottom is. So essentially this one is Gasoline Alley, just kind of nips down and it's a bit twisty, and in between where Get to the Chopper and Beggars Canyon's going to sit, but it's going to have some features on to keep us on our toes. It's going to be a bit of fun. So the idea is get it built this week, so back in here tomorrow, clean it all out, and then Wednesday put the features in. Thursday cover up any features with dirt or planks if I need to raise us up. And Friday morning rake it and have it done. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks very much for your time. I'll see you soon.